This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is laughable. This is insanely laughable. He leaves the game with a fake injury. This is hilarious. I don't. It has to be Packers against Broncos. It has to be over. Packers can't win. They automatically win Super Bowl 60. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense. It does not compute. This is laughable. Micah Parsons is the difference maker in the Super Bowl. Notice how they said he was questionable to return. They didn't say he was out for the season. They said he was questionable to return. If he's questionable to return, he has a chance to return. He's perfectly okay. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is laughable. This is insanely laughable. This is hilarious. Micah Parsons is going to return and destroy Denver to be the 11th defensive player to win Super Bowl MVP on an 11-day numerology, which is the Super Bowl is going to be played on 11-day numerology. Micah Parsons going to be defensive MVP. The Broncos have to beat Green Bay without Micah Parsons. You see how that's a fake injury. And then Micah Parsons on an 11-day 2/8 of 2026 going to be the 11th player to win defensive MVP. And the last time a defensive MVP won Super Bowl MVP was Von Miller in Super Bowl 50. So history is repeating itself again. Jordan Love's going to turn into Michael Jordan. You know, Argentina and Messi, they played Jordan. Michael Jordan's now making cameo appearances on NBC, and Goku the James about to win the championship. He's about to challenge Michael Jordan as the GOAT of the game. Especially against a Thunder team that's going to win 70 games. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. They said he was questionable with a fake non-contact injury. That he's questionable to return. That he has a chance to return. He has a chance to return, but he's questionable. That doesn't mean you're out for the season. You see the faggots out there who came to the stream right as Micah Parsons got hurt. You know, they're little scum ass pieces of shit. You know, they were actively rooting and cheering for injury. You know, they're pieces of garbage. They were rooting for injury to happen. The trolls on here were rooting for injury to happen. And now, there's no doubt about it. Every single one of them is a slime piece of shit. No, I don't root for injury, but they were rooting for injury. Make no mistake about it. They are scum. They are slime. They're all the above. It is truly despicable to root for injury. This is insane. The Packers weren't the only team who got injuries. Well, first of all, let me preface and say that what is on the line is Denver is 32 and Broncos does equal 32. It could be 32-34. The game was rigged. Mix is gematria 34. Micah Parsons is another Ray Lewis. He's going to return for the playoffs. He's going to dominate. This is Jerry Jones' worst nightmare. The NFL had a sponsorship deal with Coke. Jerry Jones decides, I'm going to make my own independent sponsorship deal with Pepsi. Now, that's why the NFL hates Jerry Jones. It's because he thought, I can make my own deal with Pepsi. The NFL has their own deal with Coke. So, and Jerry Jones thought he could go against that. He got sued by the NFL because of that whole ordeal. But speaking of Michael Jordan, Jordan Love just completed a catch to number 0. I think the Broncos will win. The Micah Parsons fake injury changes a lot. It does. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. The Saints are beating the garbage Panthers. Bryce Young is a little dipshit. He is a worthless ass motherfucker. No wonder why I say quarterback play has drastically declined since the retirements of Brady and Breeze and Newton and Ryan and Breeze and Manning and Brady. Man, these guys are terrible. Scripted sack at the 50-yard line, Super Bowl 50 was the last appearance for the Super Bowl for San Francisco, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Very joke sack. I believe in my Packers Broncos Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford is. No, he's not a fraud. Matthew Stafford is not a fraud. But too much money would be placed on the LA Rams. The winningest team in football produces the best upsets. So the first team to win as a 7th seed was the winningest team in NFL history, the Green Bay Packers. And now 60 points in the game. This is a joke. 60 points in the game. 60 points in the game. Oh, yeah. Predictable. They're going to play again the Super Bowl. The Broncos won in the regular season. This is predictable. Got to leave a new stream for that. There are 2 teams going to meet again in the Super Bowl. The Packers have Micah Parsons. The Broncos don't win without Micah Parsons on the field. The NFL is fake. This is contrived and fake to the core. They're going to 100% play again in the Super Bowl. They only won because Micah Parsons didn't play. His injury is 100% fake. Fake injuries happen all the time in the NFL. It's in their contracts. We can script injuries. We can make it appear real, but we can script injuries at any moment that we deem worthy of a good storyline. I witnessed a fake non contact injury in my lifetime, visible at a live NFL game at the stadium. That was Cardinals Rams with the non contact injury of Carson Palmer. So I've seen this happen. I have witnessed a fake non contact injury. Micah Parsons is not really hurt. Micah Parsons supposed to win MVP. I have made a video predicting Micah Parsons to win Super Bowl MVP before this game today was played. He'd be the 11th defensive player to win Super Bowl MVP, and the Super Bowl is going to be played on an 11-day of 282026. 2026 adds up to 10. It reduces to 1. 281 equals 11. Folks, my prediction for Super Bowl MVP, there's no coincidence that Micah Parsons left the game. All these ass clowns can laugh all they want in sheer injury, like the despicable human slime that they are. They actively cheer a player getting injured. You must be a piece of shit. I don't cheer Devontae Adams' injury or Nakua's injury. We don't need that. We need the best players playing in football. You see, the trolls are little pieces of garbage. Because what does that say about your character if you actively root for injuries to happen? You actively celebrate injuries. It means you're a piece of garbage. I don't celebrate injuries. I'm not going to go that route whatsoever. Don't think for a second that any NFL player playing in any game celebrates an injury because they know that in any play out there, they can have their career end. So these people out there that were, Micah Parsons is out, they were actively celebrating Micah Parsons getting injured. They're human fecus is what they are. In the 21st century, we should be better than that. But the uneducated will surface to a whole new low and celebrate injury. And I'm not going to go that route whatsoever. But basically, the narrative would be if the Packers win against the Broncos is that they should be expected to win. They're going to win. But now they're going to talk about the regular season game, that the Broncos have dominated, that the Broncos should win the Super Bowl, the Broncos this and that. It is all fake. It is all contrived. It is a joke. It is a joke. Packers get the ball back. I am ready to respond to the Carolina Panthers fan that hangs around the channel. No, I mean, when I bet on a game, I know it can be rigged. I know it can. But when the Buccaneers are up 28-10, it's like, Jesus Christ. How can it get royally screwed like that? Wait, what are they doing? What are they doing? NFL ring. What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. Hey, folks, Shador Sanders, I cannot make any judgments from the Bears game since I didn't watch the film from the Bears game. That should have been a first down. He dropped it. Jordan Reed, I guess. But Shador Sanders, I believe Kevin Stefanski sabotaged Shador during his game against the 49ers. I can't make any judgment from his Bears game because I didn't watch the film, and I don't know if I saw the Jerry Judy play. That should have been a touchdown. That should not have been an interception. Um, I think his dad is a negative influence on Shador Sanders. I don't think the kid is cocky. I think his dad is negatively influencing him in the wrong ways, quite frankly. I just think of Bronny James. He's just doing whatever dad tells him to do. And I think Shador's a good kid. I think he's very humble from what I hear from his interviews. But I just think that Deion Sanders, he's giving his own kid the wrong advice to be cocky, to think that you're better than everybody out there. I think Shador needs to ignore his father, quite frankly. I think Deion is doing bad damage to his son. I think these pre-draft comments have damaged Shador. I think Deion Sanders is a fake Christian. Deion Sanders is he's not a role model. He's a fake martyr. I generally stick up for black athletes, but Deion's not helping Shador whatsoever. I think Shador's getting bad advice from his own father. I think he's a good kid. I think he's willing to study, but I think he's just being steered to do whatever his dad tells him to do. I think Deion has done damage to Shador Sanders. I think if he goes the humble route and study the film, it'll be better for the teammates. It's an arrogant persona that stems from his father. It has nothing to do with Shador Sanders being an arrogant prick. I don't think I like Shador Sanders as a kid. I think his dad is doing damage to him. Now, this is bad. This is bad. 60 points in the Packers Broncos game. That just screams rigged, doesn't it? We know the truth. There is exactly 60 points in this football game. And Micah Parsons was not there, but he will be there for the Super Bowl. I have to laugh at you little lemmings, you little plebes that buy the fact that Micah Parsons had a season. His injury was 100% a pro wrestling script. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. I've seen this movie before. If they do plan on Packers Broncos, this is how you sell the rematch. Crazy fanner? Yes. Packers play and beat the Broncos, but the Broncos have to win so you can sell the Broncos. That's basically what we saw today. Again, they said he was questionable to return. This doesn't mean he's out for the season. That he had a chance to return, but he's questionable to return. So this translates to he is not out for the season. If we use common sense and logic, this is what that means. Well, let me just say prayers to Devontae Adams, to Nakua, to Micah Parsons, because Rams had some guys that went down with injury in their game against the Lions. Good point. I mean, guys were going down. It's late season. In both games. But Romeo Doubs is not hurt. Reed is back from being injured. Dude, who cares about the flag 41ers when I hate to bring it to you, but you're not making it to the Super Bowl. Sorry. You the Lions are not going to make it. But you're not making it to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Don't have Nick Bosa. Don't have Fred Warner. It's just not happening. And you're costing yourself a draft pick by not missing the playoffs. So that's double fuckery right there. The Cardinals may be inside a top 5 draft pick to select a new quarterback who could be better than Fraud Turdy. Historically, it's not good for the franchise, I will admit, but a top 5 draft pick, and if you happen to nail the right quarterback, this could be the difference for Marvin Harrison to go through a career trajectory that nobody can be Larry Fitzgerald. Nobody can be Larry Fitzgerald. Nobody. But at least produce these decent results expected from Marvin Harrison's 4th round draft status. Dude, Bryce Young is a piece of dog shit. He's garbage. He lost the fucking Saints twice. This little, the Panther fan who always comments for the past 5-7 years, dude, shut the fucking hell up. Bryce Young is a fucking midget piece of scrub. I am completely justified. I have been completely justified. I'm not hating on Bryce Young. He is garbage. Who the fuck loses to the Saints twice? Bryce Young is a piece of dog crap. Packers are going to win the Super Bowl? Come on now. No, you're a 49er fan. You're a joke. Nick Bosa tore his ACL. You're a joke. You're garbage. Fred Warner's out for the year. You're finished. You're finished, mate. You're finished. You wanna focus the energy on the Packers. You're fucking finished. You have zero chance of winning the Super Bowl. I take Jordan Love over your garbage scrub quarterback. They said he was questionable to return. You're retarded. This means he's not out for the year, that he has a chance to return, but he's questionable. This is why you're a retard. You're a 49er fan. You hate the Packers. You hate the Cowboys. You are desperate. You are desperate. You better hope the Rams don't make the Super Bowl. You better hope the Packers make it to the Super Bowl instead. You are you have a flaming hot torch on your ass. You better hope the Packers make it instead of the Rams. Your ass is on fire, literally. I'm just speaking fact. You should be the last person to talk because your team's a bunch of chokers. You've gone 30 years without the Super Bowl. You're no different than the Dallas Cowboys. You're no different than the Dallas Cowboys. You're perennial underachievers. 49ers are no different than the Dallas Cowboys. Jordan Love is about to turn into Michael Jordan. A minor sprain. We don't know what he suffered. We have to wait for the medical diagnosis. But Gary of the Packers has 7.5 sacks. Packers, the Rams wide receivers got wiped out today. Devontae Adams got hurt. Nakua was down. This is a very rough game. The Broncos are a joke. They will lose against the Packers in the Super Bowl. The Packers are the king of this quarterback position. Nobody does the quarterback position better than the Packers. They find a way to find a top-notch quarterback. A top-notch quarterback can overcome any discrepancies in the defense. Jordan Love has produced just enough to where he can overcome the discrepancies in the defense. But Rashawn Gary has had 7.5 sacks. I think the Packers have what they need as far as the elite pass rushing option. Rashawn Gary's had 7.5 sacks this year. Again, not all of the sack production was on Micah Parsons. Rashawn Gary does have 7.5 sacks this year. I can see the Bears beating the Packers, with the Packers still making it to the Super Bowl because Jordan Love is Michael Jordan. again, the Bear and Caleb Williams, his completion percentage is garbage. If you want to speak about um, objective facts, his completion percentage is not even 60%. So Caleb Williams, we know, is not good enough. The Eagles are disjointed. This is good news for the Packers. There's not a clear-cut team out there in the NFC, and the Rams have suffered key wide receiving injuries today against the Lions. So if you were actively rooting for Micah Parsons to get hurt, which the haters, the pieces of shit, were actively rooting for Micah Parsons to get hurt, so I could be wrong about the Packers. I mean, you're a piece of garbage. But you don't know Rashawn Gary, do you? You don't know that the Packers are the king of the quarterback position. Jordan Love's going to find a way. He's going to find a way. They don't need Micah Parsons. This is what I mean by troll alert. It's 8 people are viewing the stream because you say he tore his ACL, but this is about the 27 enigma. Micah Parsons is Jordan Love is about to be Michael Jordan of NFL. Rashawn Gary is just enough to produce the sacks that are much needed under this Packer team. The Packers are not a one-man show. They made it to the NFC Championship game without Micah Parsons. They're among the contenders for the Super Bowl. Jerry Jones will be ritualistically humiliated. That's how it's going to be. Jordan Love, he simply almost beat the Eagles last year, but his wide receivers were injured. That is a solid case for Jordan Love. His receiver group is healthy this year. He will find a way to beat the She-Eagles. He will find a way to beat the Rams. They think he tore his ACL. They can't verify if he tore his ACL. But there's anybody that can play through pain. This is a distinct art of football that doesn't go unstudied. Micah Parsons is able to come back and lead a legendary comeback for the Packers. Rashawn Gary with 7.5 sacks. Again, you have your key contributor. Jordan Love has to beat Aaron Rodgers, and he will. One guy shouldn't make a football team. One guy outside the quarterback. I think he needs to stop being a pussy and grow a spine, but what do I know? But Reed is healthy. He's healthy for the Packers. Watson is hurt, but Reed is healthy. You're without Robert Kraft. You beat the Lions without Robert Kraft. The Packers had lots of players on injured reserve in the year of Super Bowl 45. They still found a way to win. The Packers just know how to win. Well, a very golden touchdown for Matthew Golden. The ACL diagnosis is all fake news. They said he was questionable to return, that he had a chance to return, so he's not badly hurt, is he? I am on the Packers all the fucking way. It's a Jordan Love, Michael Jordan tribute, or Micah Parsons comes back, and it's all good. You think I'm going to change to another garbage team in the NFC? No, the Packers. Caleb doesn't have playoff experience. Darnold was washed against the Rams. I cashed out the Ravens parlays. Sorry, brother. Sorry. The NFL is going to be ready to say that Drake May and Bo Nix are among the elite quarterbacks in the AFC. This is what the NFL would like to see from Bo Nix and Drake May. That they belong in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the AFC. Dude, Lamar Jackson is a piece of dog crap. These white supremacists hate black men. They're not victims. They're not victimizing themselves. They're real victims. It's just not happening for the Ravens. The NFL would like to put Drake May and Bo Nix on the map, quite frankly, if you ask me. Lamar Jackson may be a good quarterback, but corporate interests take precedent over individual interests. He's half black. He's half white. But he does have a black gal, if that makes a difference. A black gal. He's half white, half black. And these guys are hardcore white supremacists. If Lamar Jackson is fully blooded black, they're not going to let this guy win the Super Bowl. Sorry. You just have to let go of your emotion and realize that's what they want. This is what they want. It's what they want. It's what they want. Yeah, Lamar's fucked. He doesn't decide. His employers decide. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. This is what's actually happening. You're not a victim. You are not a victim. Well, you are a victim. Love trumps hate. Donald Trump, hate monger. Separate families. ICE. That's the Jordan Love symbolism that we have with racist hate monger Donald Trump. Let's separate families because he is, in fact, a racist. Trump is 25, racist 25 in Gematria. He is a racist. He does not care about Americans of a variety of backgrounds. He is a racist. He is a felon, and he attempted to commit political violence at the Capitol on January 6th of 2020. That will never be forgotten. The Democrats did not storm the Capitol after they lost in 2024, even though Elon Musk rigged the election. The thugs are, in fact, the right wing. We, the people, are the victims. Donald Trump has given the keys to America to artificial AI and Palantir. Palantir is the key phrase. Palantir. They will own every piece of information on you. You're going to lose more of your rights. to big tech and big AI. Donald Trump has said that the federal government holds precedent over the states as far as AI regulation is concerned. He's just a puppet. He's not your friend. He is the enemy. He is a felon. He is a rapist. He is friends with very vile, corrupt people like Gianni Infantino. A retarded, dumb motherfucker is the only person who would worship Donald Trump. And that's basically the uneducated. There's no reason to support him unless if you're a racist, you think Donald Trump stands for white supremacy. He just stands for whatever his little people tell him what to do. Basically played the white racist. He played you all. Donald Trump is in fact a racist. He is a joke. He should be ostracized by any means imaginable. That should end the debate right there. Cowboys, Vikings, that is a joke. That is a joke. The NFL is a rigged wrestling script. And I know that Micah Parsons, this is all fake wrestling manufactured. Anybody who thinks the NFL is not fake wrestling, they're in for a rigged awakening. The Enlightenment has not happened yet. This is no different from a wrestling ring in the WWE. People who mock the NFL, oh, it's not like pro wrestling, it's real. No. I see guys wide open. They can sack the quarterback, but he's not sacked. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I see routinely on a day-to-day basis in the NFL. So don't let these people mock you because they're deep asleep in a trance and they don't know what the hell they're talking about, quite frankly. Oh, he's out for the year. But you got to have the Broncos win to sell the Broncos Super Bowl win over the Packers. That will not happen. This is straight obvious. This is straight obvious. No, Rodgers, Brady, Packers, Broncos, but they have Tom Brady's dick up their ass so hard, they don't even want the Patriots in another Super Bowl. And the Bills are not making it. And so, my friend, the Broncos are going to make it this year. This is how they delegitimize Peyton Manning, and they stroke Tom Brady's dick a little bit more when his team doesn't make the Super Bowl without him, but they do without Peyton Manning. So I don't think this is a very complex idea. I think this is a very real idea. we await. We await. Oh, we await the next round, do we?